Hey guys, and welcome back to another video on the channel. In today's video, we're going to be going over 2021's Paper 1 Multiple Choice Question 7. Not Question 7, Question 8 from the QCAA External Exam. You will have noticed I've actually split all the questions up into their own videos. This is because pretty much if someone only struggles with certain questions, they can go to that exact video to find it. Now the full exam video is still up on YouTube, don't worry. The link is in the description below. So if you want the full exam video for 2021 Paper 1 Multiple Choice, it's in the description below. If you need a new practice external exam bundle pack, the link is in the description below. It's a custom exam I have made myself based on previous ones, which I would say is a bit harder. So it's just a bit of an extra resource if you guys need it when prepping for the QCAA external exam. But otherwise, let's get straight into question 8. So this one can be done without a calculator. Well, it has to be done without a calculator. Let's take a look. So the continuous random variable x has a probability density function, and we're given f of x, 3 over x squared, and only exists between 1 and 3 over 2, and it's 0 everywhere else. And they've asked us to work at the mean of x. Okay, so when we're looking at the mean of x, the mean is another word for the expected value. Okay, now the expected value of a probability density function is not too bad to calculate, to be honest with you. However, the formula is written a bit funny. So this is the formula you guys are given on your sheet, okay? Now it looks tricky, I know, but let's break it down very quickly. The negative infinity represents the smallest value of x for which the probability density function can exist. So in that case there, that's going to be 1. The positive infinity is a place value for the largest value of x for which the probability density function exists. So in that case there, it's 3 over 2. And then f of x is just our probability density function, which would be this guy here. So realistically, our expected value is the integral between the smallest, the largest, of x times by your 3 over x squared in this case here. So first of all, we write like that. So integral between 1, 3 over 2, x times by 3 over x squared dx, okay? So you can see I've placed it exactly where they need to be. I think the infinities confuse everyone, but they're just placeholders, okay? So what we do next is simplify this before we integrate it. So e of x, your expected value, is 1 to 3 over 2. So x times by 3 over x squared. That will cancel one of the x's on the bottom there, okay? So that will be left with 3 over x dx. Now what I would recommend before we go even further is I would try and factor out that number outside the integral. Now I'm just going to make this a bit smaller because I'm going to run out of room otherwise. And yeah, hang on, that goes up there. So here, before we go any further, I would take this number outside the integral. So your expected value is 3 times by that integral there, okay? Now we're just going to integrate it. So the integral of 1 over x will turn into natural log. So it's going to be 3 times by, brackets, natural log of x, and we don't need a plus c because there's bounds, between 1 and 3 over 2, okay? If you have any questions as well about this one here, leave something in the comments and I'll try my best to answer it. I'm going to get rid of this working now because I'm going to run out of room consistently. So if you need those notes, just rewind the video, okay? Fingers crossed we've integrated everything correctly. Okay, so here what we're going to do next is chuck in the upper bound and then subtract the lower bound. So here we still write the 3, then we chuck in the upper bound into the function here. So it'll be natural log of 3 over 2, subtract natural log, and then we chuck in the 1, so it'll be 1. Now, natural log of 1 is equal to 0, so all we're left with is 3 natural log 3 over 2. Now we look to see if that is our answer here. Now we can see with all of them, there is no number out the front of the log. So no wonder our answer is not appearing just yet. Now it's probably there, however it just looks a bit different. So what we can do is use this log law. So if you have a number out the front of a log, so something like this, you can bring that up into the power of the thing. So for example, we can just move that n all the way up into there, just like we've done there. So why don't we do the same thing with the 3? So here you'll get natural log. Now that 3 has to apply to that entire thing. So it'll be 3 over 2 all to the power of 3. Okay? Now I'm just going to get rid of this guy and move this guy up there. Now we can expand that power of 3 to each of them. So that will turn into natural log 3 cubed over 2 over 3. Okay. 3 cubed is 27. And 2 to the power of 3 is 8. So we're looking for natural log of 27 over 8, which is B. Okay. Is this a hard question to do? Absolutely. Not because it's a hard concept. Well, it is a hard concept. But it's multi-stage and you have to do it without a calculator, okay? I would say that's multi-stage. I would say that's an intermediate question. Not a complex, unfamiliar question because it's multiple choice. However, definitely a trickier multiple choice and probably would take more than a minute, okay? Alright, if you had any questions and you weren't able to do this exact problem, you need to study probability density functions, calculating expected values, okay? Because mean is another word for expected value, okay? If you need the full exam, the link is in the description below. If you need a new practice external bundle, the link is also in the description below, okay? But otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.